So last time we spoke a little bit about community and about having your own home and about having your own power and your own food. You may be asking yourself some very deep questions right now, some very simple questions probably about how in the world do we do that? The answer is with people like you. When you when you do the things that we're talking about doing, you are an integral part of that community. One of the fundamental changes that we're talking about bringing about is kind of going back to the old school way of doing some things. I don't know how many of you remember, of course, I'm kind of older, but it used to be when people had a community, they would go to church every Sunday, everybody knew everybody. There was always these great community outings and things. People get together and they feed and they do concerts and they do flea markets and craft shows and concerts, and all the children would be doing things together and all of those things. And so what I'm talking about though is even more profound than just that, because we're now talking about is a whole realignment of our thought process about what it means to be in community and family and community. So I want you to think about something for a minute. When dad and mom decide to have babies, it is with a love and a kindness that says we're going to reproduce, and we have these grand ideas about how we're going to raise our children. And then something happens. We have our baby, and that baby comes out this beautiful, innocent, shining, fresh package of bodily fluids, wonderful giggles, screaming cries, nasty stuff in the diaper. And you say to yourself, oh my God, what are we going to do to ensure that this child is not exposed to the awful things that we've been exposed to in our upbringing? Now, a lot of people say the awful things we've experienced are lessons that we've learned that have made us better people for those lessons. But I want to challenge with that a little bit. I want to say, what if they did not have to go through those particular episodes that you went through in order to be a better person for the experience of those lessons? So that right from this jump, they are feeling their essence that they were designed to be. So as a mom and a dad, you want your child to be safe. You want your child to grow and prosper and be happy and learn how to be kind and how to be just in their thinking. You also might be thinking that, is that even possible in today's environment? And I challenge you to think about what your child's future will be in the current environment that you see around you. Is it an idea that you would send your child to a private school where things are taught a certain way, where they're in this envelope of privacy and things, where maybe that's not the right answer either, because public schools do have their positives, although right now it does seem that the public school systems in our country at least are no longer bastions of teaching history, science, English, art, social stuff, civics. They're more about political agendas and ideological things. So I want you to think as a parent about what it would mean if you could truly, I mean truly, have a place where you could bring your family so that you could all grow together in a community that's like-minded, where honesty, omnipotence, pure love, and essence are the basic principles that we're all born with. Your child is born with those things right from get-go. And those things are programmed out of your child as as they're exposed to the negative energies of people saying you've got to do it this way, you've got to follow in these footsteps, those kinds of things that are detrimental to a child's life purpose. So, as a family, I would like to invite you to think about the amazing opportunity that you could have if you could take your family, take them to a place where you're given a home in exchange for your wisdom, for your knowledge, and your expertise. If you are a master craftsman, if you are a teacher, if you are an art, whatever you are, being able to share that knowledge with someone who doesn't have, who is, let's say, there's a word for it, and it's eluding me right now. Less fortunate due to their cultural environment that they're growing up in, due to outside forces that may have caused them to be less fortunate, to be able to bring them to this community for a temporary stay, up to 2 years, and learn what you have, and learn what we have as basic principles of living in kindness, and helping them to get a career or a business on the outgoing of staying in this place. We'll talk more about that soon. But think about it as a family. What would it mean to you to be able to do that? Thank you.